Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
MDC with Michelle.
Good morning.
Yes, you guys. Yeah, y'all were still.
Thank you. Okay, I'm Mary Johnson, and I will be facilitating this morning. Welcome to Sarah Stevenson Tuesday Morning Forum. We have additional facilitators. We have Ms. Laura McCletty, Carlenia Ivory Canty, Jackie Walton Edwards. Oh, Edwards Walton.
Thanks so much.
Nathalie McElrath, and Nathalie is our timekeeper. Okay, so she's gonna do the time. Wisdom Robinson up front. We have Steve Johnston over on the computer. And we have Miss Aretha Sherrill, who is our chaplain. She is not here right now. So let's, I'm gonna ask Jackie, would she give us a word of prayer?
Oh, holy God, we thank you for this wonderful day. God, we thank you for the rain that you've been so needed. We ask that as we go through with Sarah Stevenson Tuesday Forum today, that the information that is sent out, God, that it will be received. We ask all these things in the name of the soon coming King. Amen.
Amen, thank you. Do we have anyone here for the first time? Any first timers? I don't see any. Oh, we do have a first timer. Okay. Well, this first timer is our presenter, so I will introduce her. Our forum runs from 8:30 until 9:45, at which time we will have announcements. Okay. Announcements can also be sent to Steve at sjohnston@tuesdayforumcharlotte.org. Okay, I want to ask everybody to please silence their phones. Our guests today are, I wrote down, we have Ms. Mildred Perez and Ms. Jenny Harper, and they are both from the Mecklenburg County Department of Community Resources. And they are here today to talk about homes, helping people stay in their homes, and that's very, very important. I want to let you ladies know that we also have a virtual audience, okay? So I'm going to ask you to speak into your microphones so that that way they can hear you. And after you have given your presentation, we're going to take questions from the audience, and I'll direct that, okay? I'll call on them. And of course, they already know that we take questions in the order that they raise their hand. So I'm going to let you all get started. So take it away.
Thank you.
Green.
Oh, no. There you go.
Good morning, my name is Mildred Perez. I'm the Homes Program Coordinator. I'm gonna give a brief presentation about the Homes Program.
He's got the pointer. Yes. Thank you, Steve.
Thank you. Okay, the Homes Program, the Homes stand for Helping Out Mecklenburg Homeowners with Economic Support. It serves as an ally to Mecklenburg County homeowners who are struggling with the rising cost of owning a home. The Homes provide economic assistance grants up to $426 to qualified Mecklenburg County residential homeowners. The residents within the Charlotte city limits, they also receive an additional grant funding up to $234. So they could be receiving a total of $660 towards the taxes. There are some eligibility requirements. You may be wondering, like, what kind of requirements are we asked for? And it's so simple. It's the property must be located within Mecklenburg County, North Carolina. The property must be the owner's legal primary residentials at the time of applications and consistently for the past 3 years. So they must be living in the homes for the past 3 years, and they have to be on the deeds. The resident grant recipient's names, as I said, must be recorded on the deeds or title. With the qualifying person's name is not on the deed, but it's recorded as a life estate, that means it was inherited or it was given as a will, they also qualify for the program. They could apply as long as they can provide documentation that it is a life estate. There are some income limits for the program. It's based on the family size, and as you could tell, it's also based on the income qualification, and it's pretty much affordable for a lot of people, especially the elderly. For one person household, you could be making $55,850 a year, and a lot of seniors don't even make it to that point. So we need to pass the word, especially to the seniors. And in order also for us to verify the income limits, we need proof of the income. We prefer the W-2, but you can send the tax, the 1040, the disability letter, the SSI, and the 1040, the complete 1040. The Homes Programs application it started on July 1st of this year, and it was supposed to be ended on November the 17th, this past Friday. Last week, Friday, but we have extended the program until December the 15th. Woo-hoo, yes,
Right.
for those that we missed. So the application process is on a first come, first served basis, and onto the funding side exhausted. The application is one page, simple, one page, easy to fill it out. A few questions regarding, whether you've been living in the house for the past 3 years, and if you own the home, if it is a live state, if it is within the shadow seated limits. That application you could do it online on the website, our website online. If you scan the barcode, it's going to take you to the application in English and Spanish. It will take you less than a minute to complete it, to be honest. You could also bring it to one of our offices. Well, both of the offices. We have one in Freedom Drive, Suite 100, and we have a closed office here by Eastwood and North Tryon. You could bring a paper application. I have a couple of paper applications here that you could fill it out and bring it back to the office, or I could give you an envelope and you could mail it to us. The Homes Programs leadership is based on Ms. Yolanda Griffin. She's the Department of Community Resource Director. Ms. Delisha Tolber, she's the Community Resource Center Division Director. Denise Stiles Baller, she is the Community Resource Center Assistant Division Director. Kenya Henderson, she's the Program Manager of the Service Homes Program. And we have Jamie Nagel, she is the Program Supervisor. We have 2 program coordinators, myself and another worker. Any questions?
Oh, wait a minute. Are you going to say anything? I do the questions.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Are
well,
both of you going to present?
yes, I'll do the energy.
Okay, when you finish.
Yes.
I'm gonna pass the phone to Ms. Jeannie.
All right, thank you. All right, thank you. And Steve is gonna get me all queued up over there. Good morning, everyone. My name is Jenny Harper. I am the Community Program Coordinator with the Mecklenburg County Department of Community Resources. And I am excited to be back here with you guys. Thank you so much for welcoming us. Thank you so much for welcoming me back into your space. I know that I joined you last year and was able to share information with you concerning our energy programs, and I want to do that again this year, so that way we can hopefully do the same thing that we did last year, spend down that money. And that's the reason why I'm here. I want to share with you the things that we did last year through the help of the forum and the information that you passed on to folks within the community, and how we were able to actually spend down the money that the state had provided us last year for our energy programs. I think Steve is gonna get me queued up.
What you want on the wall?
You had my presentation for the energy program? It was a PDF?
One that was not right?
No, the PDF. It was on on the same email. Okay, it was on the same email. My apologies. Okay, the first program that I want to speak with you about, or the first energy program that I want to speak to you about, is the Crisis Intervention Program, or what we call CIP or SIP dollars. These are monies, and they're federal dollars, that have been put in place to assist low-income individuals and or families with their heating or cooling costs. These dollars are available year-round until the funds run out. And so right now we have quite a few funds, which is great. So we have money that can help with heating or cooling costs. If there is an individual that needs that assistance, in order for the SIP money to be applied to that person's utility bill, they have to be past due. The account has to be in a past due or disconnection status, or there has to be some type of emergent need in order for the SIP money to be applied. Again, it's entitled Crisis Intervention Program. So this money, again, is in place to help prevent a possible disconnection. It can also be, that money can also be utilized for people who are moving into, let's say, a new property. You know, a lot of times when folks move into a new place, they may be required a deposit. And, you know, a lot of times with moves, there's a lot of money that is, you know, needed with a move. And so having that money in place that can help with a deposit, the SIP money can assist with that as well. So, again, with the Crisis Intervention Program, those dollars, again, it's available year-round, and our fiscal year runs from July 1st to June 30th. So again, we still have a number of dollars still available for that assistance. Here we go. Okay. So with SIP, let me go back here. If I can get that.
Try to follow you.
Oh, okay, there we go. So also with SIP, just to kind of to make you aware, there is a limit in terms of how much SIP funding can assist a household per year, and that is $600 per fiscal year. That is if the money is available. So let's just say there's a family that has a past due bill that's $200. If they need that assistance, they could reach out to us. We may be able to assist with that past due $200 balance. And that's great. They're done. We can hopefully that'll get them on track and keep them on track. But then again, it could be where they may need assistance again 2 or 3 months down the road. And if that's the case, they can reach out to us again. And let's say that next bill is, another $200. Then, if they meet the income requirement, then we would be able to assist with that bill as well, up to $600 for that fiscal year. Okay? So again, these are dollars that can just assist if a person is in a delinquent status, or if, again, if they may need that, if they're moving into a new place and may be required a deposit. Okay, our next program is one that I want to share with you that is going to be starting up very soon. This is the Low Income Energy Assistance Program, or what we call LEAP. Mecklenburg County loves a good acronym. So with the Low Income Energy Assistance Program, or LEAP, again, these are federally funded dollars that are in place to assist low-income individuals and or families with their heating costs during the winter months. Now, this money comes in really, really helpful, especially for the seniors or those who are over the age of 60. And I see that we have a few folks in here that a few of you may be receiving Social Security or be on a fixed income. You know how in the winter months, how those heating bills can go up? Yeah, but those checks don't go up, do they? That's right. So what the LEAP money can do is assist with those heating costs during the winter months. You do not have to be past due on your bill to receive these funds. You just have to meet the income requirement in order to qualify for it. If an individual or if the household is approved for the energy assistance, then they would be approved for $300, $400, or $500 that would be applied directly to their heating bill. And I'm going to tell you, for folks who, especially for seniors that may be on a fixed income, that kind of money is a huge help on their bills. Because for some folks, that can last several months in terms of their heating costs, and that money would just stay on their account as a credit until those dollars are used up. So again, these are really helpful dollars to help families to help offset those higher heating costs during the winter months. Now, LEAP runs from December 1st, just like I told you, it's getting ready to start up. So it runs from December 1st to March 31st. We take applications through those 4 months, and that's where, where folks can apply for this assistance. With LEAP, during the month of December is set aside for what we call the special population, which is, these are for folks who are age 60 or older, or they're receiving services through the Department of Aging, if anyone in the household is receiving those services. But typically for those who are 60 or older, that's the month of December is just pretty much just set aside for those folks to apply. Now keep in mind, 60 or older folks can apply all the way through March, but December is just designated for those applications. So let's just say someone who's 30 years old, like myself, yeah, right, applies for the energy assistance in December. They're likely going to be they will be denied because they don't meet the age requirement. However, they could turn around in January and reapply and could very well be approved. So again, December's just set aside for those that are 60 or older to apply, but they can apply all the way through March. And then those under the age of 60, we encourage them to apply the first working day of January. All right, that is a little bit small, but we do have the income requirements that are on the screen. I can turn around here, it might be better for me. For the crisis intervention program and for LEAP, and this is a change that the state has made this year, which I think is a really great one. It used to be for LEAP where the state, we had the person that applied for the energy assistance, they would have to be at 130% of the federal poverty level in order to meet the income requirement for LEAP. This year, the state has made a change where they have bumped up the income level for those that are 60 or older. So not everybody, but just those who are 60 or older. So now SIP, which has always been 150% of the federal poverty level, SIP and LEAP for those who are age 60 or older will be at 150% of the federal poverty level. So a one-person household can have an income of $1,823 per month and qualify for LEAP. And for those who need that annual income, that's $21,876 per month, $21,876 per year. I'm sorry, for LEAP in order to qualify for that. Now, again, these are just for those who are age 60 or older. For LEAP, for a one-person household who is under the age of 60, that would be $1,580 per month or $18,970 per year. for LEAP. So you can kind of see where the difference is, you know, from 130 to 150% of the federal poverty level. This is going to make it possible for a lot more folks who are age 60 or older to qualify for LEAP this year. So we're hoping to see larger numbers in those who are that are 60 or older to apply for that assistance, because I'm sure that there were folks last year who had applied, maybe just missed the income requirement, and this year they'll qualify. So I'm super excited about that we're going to see that the state has increased that income limit for those that are 60 or older. I wish they would have done it for all households. That would have been fantastic. But, you know, we'll take what we can get for now, and I'm very thankful that at least the state did that to help those 60 or older. All right, now, last year, and I just wanted to kind of give you guys an overview of what we did last year. LEAP, we had an allocation of $6,69,671. SIP dollars was over $3 million that we had last year. And then also last year, we had water funding. I think you guys may have remembered that last year, where we had assisted families with water assistance. And that was over $2 million. That was $2.2 million. We did not get those funds this year, unfortunately. I guess you could say it just all that well dried up. But we no longer have the water funds, but we still have our SIP and LEAP dollars. And you guys look at those totals. I mean, that is close to $17 million right here in Mecklenburg County. And all that money was spent down. And, you know, we can't take the credit for it at Mecklenburg County. I give that right back to you guys, because being in a space here with you and sharing this information with you, and you taking this information and sharing it with other folks in the community, you are the reason why we were able to spend down close to $17 million to help individuals and families in need here in Mecklenburg County. So thank you. Yes, hands to you guys. Thank you so much for your work. Wanted to share with you our money that we have for this year. This year we've been allocated a little over $6 million for LEAP, close to $3 million for SIP. And so we have those monies available. LEAP dollars will begin starting on December 1st. So you guys, you can see we've got our work cut out for us again. So I'm going to need your help again in sharing this information with folks within the community, so that way we can make sure that we spend down these dollars. All right, and that is all that I have, and I'm going to pass this over to Tara with Blue Ridge Community Action.
Good morning. My name is Tara Van Noy. I am with Blue Ridge Community Action, where we have a weatherization. Can you hear me? Okay. Sorry. My name is Tara Van Noy, and I'm with Blue Ridge Community Action, where we have a weatherization program here in Mecklenburg County. We proudly serve Alexander, Burke, Caldwell, Catawba, Gaston, Mecklenburg, Stanley, and Union counties. Our weatherization program, it does come with many names. I don't know, do you have the sign? Did you get the email? I sent an email. Yeah. It wasn't, okay, that's fine. We have different names that a lot of people call. When they call in, they'll ask about a doors and windows program. They'll ask about a free heat program. Yes, we do offer free heating systems to those that qualify. They'll ask for a winterization program or a whatchamacallit program. All in all, it is a weatherization program. We do just a little bit of everything. Just to give you a few facts about our weatherization program, the U.S. Department of Energy Weatherization Assistant Program, it reduces energy for low-income houses by increasing the energy efficiency in their home while ensuring health and safety. It carries low-income households carry a larger burden for energy costs, typically spending 16.3% of their total annual income versus 3.5% for other households. Sometimes, households have to cut back on medicine, groceries, healthcare as far as going to the doctor to pay out that, the medical costs for that, childcare, just in order to pay for their energy bills. That is one of the things that I love about this program is that it does help reduce the energy bills. We don't pay for the bill, but we do install energy measures that would help reduce those bills. We can help alleviate the burden through cost-effective building shell improvements such as insulation, air sealing, and repairing or replacing HVAC systems, lighting, and sometimes appliances if they qualify. More than 3,000 North Carolina families benefit from this program annually. Priority is based on providing assistance to the elderly, individuals with disabilities, and families with children. Since the program began in 1976, we have helped improve the lives of more than 7 million families through our weatherization services. So what is weatherization? It is absolutely free to those that qualify. All services rendered as part of the weatherization are at no cost to the client. However, if a person does rent their home, the landlord would probably have to pay a percentage. But if that landlord qualifies for our program, then it is free as well. So again, it helps the low-income families save energy, reduce their bills, improve energy efficiency by improving household safety and educating the public about maintaining energy efficiency. Weatherization involves comprehensive testing of the home to determine what energy efficiency measures need to be installed. And once identified measures are installed by the state-approved contractors. Households that receive weatherization also can get help with our HEART program, which is the Heating, Air, Repair, and Replacement program, which is a program that would repair or replace your heating system if needed. So it also educates the clients on safety and energy efficiency, professionally evaluate family dwellings, multi-dwellings, mobile homes for safety and energy efficiency. We'll tune, repair, or replace the heating system as needed, insulate floors, attics, and walls as needed, make minor repairs to the home for health and safety reasons. We will install smoke and carbon monoxide detectors, perform baseload and general heat waste measures, install vapor barriers as needed, general air sealing, and install an ASHRAE fan, which is the bathroom fan, and that is one of the requirements in order to receive services. Some of the things that we do not do, we are not a rehabilitation program, but we don't replace doors, windows, bathtubs, sinks. We don't build additions, wheelchair ramps, painting, or anything like that, mold remediation, or termite, or infestations. The dwellings that we can weatherize would be single-family dwellings, condominiums, as long as the unit does not have no more than 5 units, and there are no more than 5 buildings on the property. Mobile homes or duplexes or triplexes is what we can do. We do not do apartments or the wider condominiums that have more than the 5 units, more than 5 buildings on the property. You don't have to own your home in order to be eligible. As I stated before, renters, they would have to give permission from the landlord, and there may be a contribution that would be required from the landlord unless they are eligible for our program as well. The property cannot be for sale, unless it can be demonstrated that the residence will be continued to be occupied by income-eligible tenants. Foreclosures or properties including bankruptcy cannot be weatherized, or and we don't do campers or trailers. Families with who is eligible is families who are below 200% of the federal poverty guideline are eligible. If a family receives any of the following benefits, they are automatically eligible. So if they receive the supplemental security income, which is the SSI, the temporary assistance to needy families, which is the TANF, the LIHEAP, as Ms. Jenny just talked about, and the SIP program, you're automatically eligible for our program if you have received that within the past year. We do require that we do have to have photo ID, social security cards, your income for the past 12 months, and utility usage for the past 12 months. And we have to have proof of that you own the property. I did have the slide, but it didn't, he wasn't able to pull it up. But the guidelines is, you do have to be eligible, so I'm just gonna give like a, example, so like a family of one cannot go over $29,160 a year, and that is gross. We do go off of the gross income, and then it goes up from there. I do have some pamphlets that I can give out if anyone is interested. Income that is counted is money, wages, and salaries before deductions, regular payments from Social Security, railroad retirements, pensions, veteran payments, alimony or government employee pensions, dividends, interest, bonds, or other investments, rental income, receipts or from estates or trusts, and any net gambling or lottery winnings. And if you win, I would need a little bit, just a little bit, just a bit. We don't consider child support or any capital gains or insurance payments, college tuition, or anything like that as far as income. We do not count that. So again, what you would need to apply for services would be your proof of income for the past 12 months, photo ID for anyone 18 and older, Social Security cards for everyone in the home, utility usage, electric and gas usage, proof of ownership, and then, like I said, if you rent the property, the landlord would have to fill out a landlord-tenant agreement that we provide, giving us permission to do the work on the home, and then they may be required to do a contribution unless they qualify. There is a wait list for services, and clients are selected based on a state-mandated priority score system, and just because you're eligible for the service doesn't mean the services will be rendered. There's a lot of different assessments that would have to be done to see if the services can be provided. We can move the client up or down on the wait list, and the priority score is used to select clients based upon the information that is provided at the time of the application. And the application does have to be updated if you remain on that wait list for a year. A letter of eligibility will be sent out to the client once the application is processed. So there are two ways that you can apply. You can go to our website, which is www.b as in boy, rcainc.org/weatherization. And I'll repeat it again, www.brcainc.org/weatherization. You can go to that website and complete an application online, or you can call our Morganton office, and you can speak to one of our intake specialists that can complete an application with you over the phone, or you can also call our Charlotte office, and the intake specialist there. She can either set up an appointment for you to come down and complete an application with her, or she can do it over the phone as well. The number for the Morganton office would be 828-438-6255. And whenever the receptionist answers the phone, you can just tell them you would like to apply for weatherization, and they'll connect you with someone. Or you can call, her name is Monique Turner, and she's in our Charlotte office, and that number for the Charlotte office is 704-248-3750. Again, I'll repeat the numbers. The Morganton office is 828-438-6255, and the Charlotte office is 704-248-3750. And I do thank you for your time. And again, my name is Tara Benoit with Blue Ridge Community Action.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, young man right here. Right here, sitting behind you.
Thank you very much for your presentations. I get a blur when I hear all this information all at once. So if I believe I need help, is there an ombudsman that I could call and go, and that person can say, after surveying me, here's what you qualify for and here's how you get it? Is there such a place an individual can go who says, here's who I am, here are my resources, what do I qualify, and how do I get there?
Good morning again. Yes, for the homes programs, you can come to any of our community resource buildings. The one in Freedom Drive, I think it's 3205 Freedom Drive. And we also have another location close to here. It's 430 State Road. That's another community resource centers we have here. You could come in and ask for the homes program or any of these programs, and they will gladly assist you and tell you what are the requirements, what are the things that you need to provide, and so on.
And in addition to that, we're both with Mecklenburg County. There's also our office at Billingsley Road, at 301 Billingsley Road. You can go there as well if needed. You can call us. We have a number, and I have flyers here, and I'm sure that they'll have them on the website as well as the presentation. But our number is 704-336-3000, and through the call center, they can direct you on whatever questions you may have. They should be able to field those questions for you. But with the energy programs, you can apply in person if you choose to. You can come in and see one of our smiling faces. A lot of people will go online and they can apply. You can go to our website, mecnc.gov/energy, and it will give you an opportunity to see all of our programs, and you can apply online. You can print off your application, drop it off in our Dropbox. You can mail it into us. You can email us. We try to make it as easy as possible for folks to apply, especially, after, we've dealt with the pandemic. Things have just gotten a lot easier in terms of more ways in which folks can apply with us.
Thank you all for being here. My question is, how are you all connected in any way with working with veterans and any other entities to get individuals involved with this program, with the programs that you have here? And just as a caveat, I used the telephone number to call the LIP program for my brother, and I had him on the line, and we had to actually, this happened last week, we had to hold for 2 hours. We called a 336 number,
Yes,
and
ma'am.
we had to hold for 2 hours, and then we got the lady, and she said that, of course, I could bring him in on December the 2nd. She said, starting December the 2nd, and she gave me the Billingsley Road. It was good information that she gave me, but if we held for
Wait
2 hours and 2 minutes. I was working and he was just holding. So because we wanted to talk about the energy program, I kept the information that you gave us last year and been holding on to it for him. And he wouldn't do it, so I just held on the phone for him with that. And he's a veteran as well. That's what I want to know is the veterans are tied in with these different programs that you all have, or any other agencies that can. We had someone here last week from this county that gave us information by going through the county to connect with people that needed insurance and assistance with so many things. And if we had something like that for this, then it would be great. But are you all tied in with those other entities?
Well, and let me just address the issue of the 2 hour, 2 minute wait time. I mean, that is absolutely unacceptable to think that you had to wait that long on hold, and I apologize for that. I will definitely take that back to leadership about your wait time, because again, that is it's hurtful to me to hear that, especially knowing that people call us for help, and people are already dealing with issues, and then we compound the matter by having you wait to talk with us about the issue. So my apologies for that. In terms of the veterans, we do have veteran services at our community resource centers. They're at Valerie C. Woodard as well as the LOB Scarborough Center. So yes, we do have veteran services there. All of them should be aware of the programs that we have and have information available to share with the veterans. I will say, as an outreach coordinator for energy, if there is a group of folks that you would like for me to speak with concerning certain events, I am more than willing to attend any event that you have. Any way that I can try to help as many people as possible, especially the vets, because my dad was a vet and I have 3 brothers who are all retired military. I have a special place in my heart for the vets. So anything that I can do to help the vets in any way, I am more than willing to do that. So any group that you have, if there's a place that I could go to help sign folks up, I'm willing to do that. Also for any folks that may be here with different houses of worship, or that may be, watching online, I'm more than willing to come to any place and sign up folks. I don't care if it's Sunday morning service, if it is midweek prayer service, usher board meeting, choir practice. I don't care what it is. I want to help as many people as possible get this funding. Anyone who qualifies for it, I want to see them get this money.
I have the next question. I use the EPP system, the equal payment plan. Do you ever recommend that to people? Because I know they get this big bill during the winter. So do you ever recommend them to spread this out over the year?
Well, I will say I am a former employee of Duke Energy. I worked there for 16 years, but I have been 17 years with Mecklenburg County, or coming up on 17 years with Mecklenburg County. So I will address the EPP question, although I don't work for Duke now, so I can't really, sit back. That's true. But I will say that those are wonderful programs, especially for folks who are have a fixed income, because it allows them to know exactly how much their bill will be each month. So it really helps with budgeting. So I would definitely encourage folks who, especially if they're on a fixed income, to consider the equalized payment program, either through Duke Energy or Piedmont Natural Gas. Now, I will say, if you are set up on that program, I know some people have concerns about, well, I'm set up on equalized payments, so I don't know if I would be able to get the energy assistance. Oh, yes, you could. If you meet the income requirement, yeah, you could definitely get the energy assistance. The money, if you're approved for it, it would actually just go into your, like your rolling balance that you have, or that ongoing balance. And then on your settle up month, then that's where that money should come into play. You'd still get your same equalized amount. You'd still get billed every month for your equalized amount, but you'd still have that credit sitting in your balance.
Good morning. I wanted to know the number, Mecklenburg County Community Resources, the number of staff in each of your programs and the total amount of monies that's in each of the programs, and how many persons have you served during your time frame?
Wow. Wowzer, Miss J. I'm telling you. Well, and let me.
The answers we've already given.
Okay, so I just want to make sure. The first question was how many staff? Was that?
In your program and in your program.
Oh, okay.
The number of persons.
Okay, in terms of staff, and I have to really kind of think about this, we have 3 within our team, there are 3 energy supervisors. And I want to say that each of those supervisors have a team of 10, I believe, so probably 30 folks that are actually working to interview people. Some folks interview, other folks process the applications as they come in. In terms of outreach, you're looking at it. It's just me. So for Mecklenburg County, I'm the only person that is working with energy and actually going out servicing and going to community events and sharing information like I'm doing right now in this space. But I do actually go out to senior properties. I have probably 40 some odd lower income senior properties that I go out to every year for LEAP and sign up the seniors for energy assistance. And I think you had, I'm sorry, I don't want to get off track, but
You already answered the question about the amount of money.
yes.
And then how many persons do you think you've served during your time frame of July to June 30th in that one program, and then the one that from last year from December 1st to March 31st?
Jackie, that's really a great question. I'm really not sure on those numbers in terms of how many folks that we helped. I don't have those actual figures with me, but I know that we spent down, $6 million. Actually, let me back up. We actually spent out probably a little over $4 million with LEAP. There was still about $2 million left on the table. But instead of that money going back to the state and for them to distribute however they chose to do, the state actually turned around and put that money back to the people who were approved for LEAP. So that means every senior, every family that had received LEAP assistance for fiscal year 23, they received supplemental payments that came back from the state from that additional $2 million that was left on the table. So every single dollar that the state had allotted to us, which was over $6 million last year, all of that came right back to the residents who were approved for LEAP, which was great. And I'm hoping that they'll do the same thing this year if we have it. And I'm hoping we don't even have any money left. That, with the work that I'm doing and the work that you guys are doing, and look, I see my street team guy back here, Shay, and just to give a shout out to Shay actually does some of our grassroots work for us. He has a team of folks who go out and they put door hangers out for us, and he attends community events and for us, which is great because Shay and his team are in places where I can't be because I'm just one. But he and his team have been fantastic in helping us share the message that we have in terms of trying to get the word out to folks about these energy programs.
Okay, really, it's the homeless people I wanted to hear from since they're in this
Sorry.
critical time.
You didn't finish, okay.
I'm not gonna guess. I'm gonna closely tell you how many people we have. I only been in the program for 2 months so far, but since July of this year, we have 10 processors who they be processing the applications, receiving and processing the applications. We have 4 administrators who answering calls, taking walk-ins, and other things in the office. As you saw in the slideshow that I have, we have a division director, a manager, a supervisor. We have also 2 programs manager, coordinator, and who else am I missing? Yeah, we building the ship as it moves. So far, regarding the money, know that there are over 14 millions, not in my pocket, available. We have so far spent over close to 2 millions. We have over 5,000 applications, and I'm talking to you regarding as of Friday of last week. We have over 5,000 applications. Out of those 5,000 applications, 3,000 has been approved. We have 12% pending applications, and we're here today to see if we could spend a little bit more of that money to those in need, to those homeowners that want to keep their homes. You know what I mean?
That was it, thank you so much.
Okay, Winston,
Good morning. Welcome back.
and then Blanche, and then.
So my question is about the guidelines. While I understand, guidelines are guidelines. However, I know when it comes to service, especially with our more vulnerable population, there are often just human variables. And how are they assessed for these programs? For example, if your lease reflects one person living in the house, however, there's a situation where an extended stay of family, you're taking on, a couple people with 3 kids, which causes that financial strain. How is that application then assessed for the help that this particular situation would need?
That's a really great question, and I appreciate you asking that. For the energy programs, we look at, or these particular programs, again, these are federally funded programs, so we are looking at the total household size, and they will look at income for everyone that is under that roof. As opposed to, like food and nutrition services, some folks can have food and nutrition, or what we used to call food stamps, and you can have two different households under one roof. With the energy programs, it doesn't look at it that way. We look at under the roof is the entire household, because everyone under that household, under that roof, is using that heat that's being used in the household. So therefore, they're looking at all of the household income. All of that is what we look at in terms of trying to determine if the home is eligible. Now, one other thing that I did want to share about energy real quickly is I know that a lot of times, especially with, when you were talking about vulnerable households, in addition to that, we have a lot of households where there are Hispanic families, and a lot of times there may be fear in reaching out to services that we offer for fear of deportation, or somehow being our services somehow being connected with ICE, and that is not the case at all. So, for any of you that may work with Hispanic populations in any way, please share that information, that in no way is this connected with ICE. In addition to that, in order to qualify, there only has to be at least one documented person in the household, one either U.S. citizen or someone who's documented. It doesn't even have to be the parent. It could be a child in the household. If a child in the household is documented, that's enough for the household to qualify for energy assistance, so long as they meet the income requirement.
Okay, so just to answer your question on the weatherization side, once a client completes an application, that application is good for 1 year. We do update income annually. So if a person did an application and then down the line 2-3 months, family member moved in, we can't go back and count that income. If they are already in that household at the time of the application and it puts them over, once they move out, they can come back and reapply. But if that family member receives food stamps, that makes them automatically eligible regardless of their income. So if it made them $100,000 a year because somebody in that household receives food stamps, they are automatically eligible for our program.
Or is that a reflection of what the lease says or what the client says?
It would be as far as the client. Because we go off of property. So if they're renting and that person is in the home, then we count the income. But if they say that person is no longer in the home, then that's what we go off of.
Okay, everybody answer that?
No.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, regarding for the homes program, there are income qualification limit. As I stated before, for one person household, the income must not exceed $55,850. So it goes on for 2-person household, it has to be $63,80. And 8-person household, it could be $105,300. But we need proof of that income. Either at the 2020 the income of 2022, we go off the IRS, the 1040, the W-2, and the incomes we utilized since last year, 2022, not the income for this year. The W-4, the 1099 dividend, the 1099 for the seniors, the SSI, the SSA letter, the alimony. The only thing we do not accept is pay stubs. But we do need the income of a person 18 years and older who's living in the home.
For everyone, or
Wait a minute,
just?
wait. We have Can you come back with your question, because we
What?
try not to go back and
I
forth.
just wanted to make sure I had clarity.
Okay, well, you can come back. I'm gonna move on to Blanche. We don't go back and forth, okay? I know, we don't get clarity all the time.
You put me on this.
Excuse me. It's very interesting when you say acronyms, and I'm really good at the acronyms, right? Because when the mayor was sitting here, she kept talking about the AMI. So me, I went, am I gonna get fair housing? Am I? Now we got fixed income. So now we got to fix this income. And I'm gonna ask my question. So my question is, okay, now y'all keep talking about this fixed income, but it's not fixed because what's happening is that we can't get anything. I'm glad Home has upped their, the income for our families and stuff, because now people can. You forget about the low income people that don't have the, you forget about, when you say low income, it's a lot of us that's low income because we retired.
Right.
Until y'all fix it and give us a little bit more, then how can you fix it in order for us to get those things? Because you got the funds. So we need to be able to get that, because we are low income people. You just don't, you know it, but you're not giving it to us. And so that's why nobody's applying for it, because you're not fixing it.
Okay.
Is that it? Did I ask my question? Okay.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what, I love that question, and I'm gonna tell you right now, you are preaching to the choir. I totally agree with you. There are a lot of folks who really should qualify for some of these programs. In my mind, they should qualify, and they don't. But is that a community resource, a Department of Community Resource issue? Is that a Mecklenburg County issue? Again, these are dollars that these are federal dollars that come to us by way of the state, and we administer those dollars. So a lot of this stuff is state issued. These are state issues, unfortunately, and not, some of the issues that we can actually fix at this particular level. So again, this will come through, advocating, through the state to try to get things better for the residents of the state, because it goes well beyond Mecklenburg County. It hits it would hit all counties if the state, and even at the federal level, if they were to increase the income limits for these programs so that more people would qualify.
Thank you for coming. My question deals with is it only income is just what you have coming in? What if you have a retirement account? Does that get taken into account, or just how much money I have coming in annually?
And that's a great question. In terms of, and I can speak for energy, we look at all of the monthly income. For the month that you come in to apply, we are looking at, actually for SIP dollars, they look at your current month's income. LEAP is a little bit different. It looks at the past 30 days income. So if you have, let's just say you have your Social Security check, then we're going to look at that as, we'll look at your award letter and say, okay, well, you're getting X amount of dollars per month. There's that. If you are receiving, something from a pension that you're receiving in addition to your Social Security, then we're going to look at that for that particular month. So any income that you have for that month, that's what they will count. Any income that you may have. Now, if you have monies in reserve, like in your bank account, it has been in the past where the state for energy, they would look at reserves where if you had, I think it was $2,250 or less, then you could qualify if you had that in what they call reserves, and that's like, your savings or checking accounts. Last year, the state didn't even want to look at that. They said, we're not even going to look at, we're not even asking the question about reserves or what you might have in savings or whatever. So that's not even on the board. And I'm hoping that that will be the case again this year.
And in the small writing on your slide, it said, if you close, still apply because there are deductions.
Yes.
What are the types of deductions?
Thank you. See, I can't answer all of these things in that short little bit of time. So thank you for mentioning that. Yes, if you're age 60 or older with LEAP and SIP, there is an $85 deduction or that the state will give. So whatever that income limit was for your particular household size, if there's one person in the household who is age 60 or older, you can add $85 to that total. And then that will be the total income. That's the income limit for your particular household. If there are two people in the household who are age 60 or older, whatever the income limit is that was on the slide, you can add $85 twice. You see, so any person in the household who is age 60 or older, there's an $85 deduction that is provided. So you actually could make $85 more per 60-year-old that's in the household and still qualify. Now, for those who are working, it's a little bit different. If you're working, for most people, and it's a little bit quirky depending on how much you work, but for most folks who are working, let's say full-time hours, there is I want to say it's a 20% deduction from your overall monthly income that the state will, you could still be approved for the energy assistance. That's why I put that disclaimer at the bottom. If you're close, go ahead and apply, because you could still very well qualify for the assistance because of those deductions.
Okay,
I
I'm
just want to respond real quick within the homes program. We do need one proof of income, but we do ask in the application the amount of income for the household. So with one proof of income you send with your application, that's all we need to process your application.
Okay, Mr. Flavor. Oh, you didn't, okay. Okay, Laura's next, actually. Okay, go ahead.
Hi, Destiny Jarm. I'm a health reporter of Q City Metro. I'm just wondering if you could speak a little bit to, as Charlotte continues to grow as a city and face risk of gentrification, I'm wondering if you can speak to how these programs kind of address aging in place and kind of avoiding displacement of residents, especially residents at higher risk of displacement, like seniors on fixed income or people with physical disabilities.
Well, okay. For the energy programs, and again, I mean, I see this all the time going into different communities with gentrification.
Hold it up.
Oh, sorry. My apologies. So I see this a lot in a lot of the communities that we serve, where things have just really been changing due to gentrification. One of the things that I don't really know a way around that for us, other than to try to find where people that were in those places, where they are moving to. And so one of the things that I have, and I'm just speaking for the energy program, one of the things that I have done, I have looked at where a large number of our customers live. So I've pulled like demographics to see where are our food and nutrition recipients, where do they live now? Are they still, and so I pull like the top 15 zip codes to see where our clients are. Now, granted, even though we have a lot of clients that may be receiving food and nutrition services, some of them are not, they're not applying for energy assistance, unfortunately. And that's where, we have a number of different ways where we're trying to reach folks within the community. And one thing that I'm trying to do right now is make an extra push in East Charlotte. And again, I'm just one person doing outreach, But that's one of the things that I'm trying to do in East Charlotte right now, because we have a large Hispanic population in East Charlotte, and I'm trying to do a better job of trying to reach the Hispanic population as well as the folks that do qualify for this particular program. Again, I've looked at our numbers of food and nutrition services in East Charlotte in 28212, 28205, 28211, 28227, and I'm looking at our numbers of cases for food and nutrition versus our LEAP applications. It's just like, I'm like, where are these people? So that's where, doing some extra, advertising on radio, the work that, like I mentioned, that Shay is doing for us with his street team, going out, putting door hangers on doors for us. You guys may have seen the bus wraps that we have, somewhere in the neighborhoods where we've got bus wraps out there, billboards, that sort of thing. We're trying to do as much as we can that way to try to reach the folks, even though they may not be in some of those same houses that they were in before due to gentrification. We're trying our best to try to help them see our messages and reach them the best way that we can.
Okay, I'm next. This is for the weatherization lady. I wanted to ask you if you all have any connections with the urgent repair and providing the doors and the windows with the city of Charlotte. Do you all work with them at all?
We do. At my last email that I received from Safe Homes with the city of Charlotte, who we were working with, I think they had some turnover because we were supposed to be meeting to see how we could collab together and have them do the roofs, the replacement of doors, floors, bathroom repairs, all the rehabilitation work, which is what we call it, rehabilitation or cosmetic work, to where we could come in and do the weatherization part. It was put on hold, and I'm waiting on her to send me another email to let me know, hey, let's go ahead and get together and collab. I have been trying to get a hold of Charlotte Area Fund as well, to try to collab with them, to get our program more out there, and have them do more of the rehabilitation stuff that they do, to where we can come in and do the installation, air sealing, and replace the heating system. So, yes.
Okay, Jackie is next. And then after
Okay,
I'm going in order of the hands that are raised, okay?
I'm fine.
Okay.
Thank you. Love you.
You mean it?
Now, I've already spoken.
Okay.
I know, but your hand was up. Do you have a question?
I have several, yes.
No, one question?
One question.
Yeah.
I have one question.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, my one question is, what do you think is the difference, what has been the difference between the number of folk who are applying for the SIP and the LEAP program and the HOMES program? And with the SIP and LEAP, those folk are approved. And with the HOMES, more than almost 50% are not approved. Is that correct?
We have over 5,000 applications, and 3,000 of those applications have been approved. We have 12% that's pending, and we have, people submit several applications, so that's what over the 2,000 applications that we have denied. So we have to deny, if you submit more than one application, we have to deny those other. We only can approve one. So we counting those denials in there as well.
Okay, did anybody else want to speak to that, or? Okay. The difference?
Morning, Queens. Great presentation. Sister in the middle, can you give us your name again and how we would contact you if you wanted to make an appearance for some organization and share the information specifically with the veterans program or something.
Yes. My name is Jenny Harper. That is G-I-N-N-Y, like Jenny from the block, Harper, H-A-R-P-E-R. I have my contact information here. I have cards. If you guys need to reach me, for those that are not here in this space, you can reach me by email, jenny.harper@mecklenburgcountync.gov. Please reach out to me. Again, I will go wherever you need me, especially for the vets. But anywhere that I can help you, help people that need this money, I am willing to do whatever I need to do to help. And I mean that. I'm not just, I'm not blowing smoke. If I can help you in any way, if you know a pocket of people that are unserved or underserved, that need this assistance, that qualify for this assistance, I am more than willing to do whatever I can to help get these people this money. So please reach out. Please reach out to me. I'm here for you. Thank you.
So my question now is for Tara. When you mentioned earlier about the, you said some landlords can apply and there's a separate process for that. So would that be based more on the landlord's financial status or their intentions with the property?
Their
If they
financial
want
status. So if Jenny applies and she rents and you're her landlord, you would have to fill out a landlord-tenant agreement. But if you would be responsible for 50% of the heating costs or 25% of the weatherization, $275, for weatherization if the heating system is not needed. But if you felt like your income was at that 200% of the poverty level, you could submit your income information, and if you qualified, then you would not have to pay anything. If your household receives food stamps, you're automatically eligible. You would not have to receive anything.
For the landlord?
For the landlord, yes. And also we do presentations as well. Yep. If you qualify for her program, you automatically qualify for ours. We can come in and collab together.
That's right.
Just want to put that little spiel.
Do we have any other questions? Any other questions? Okay, that's the final question. Jackie, you want to throw one in?
Yes, my other question had to do with, my other question had to do with, does it look like you might be getting some more help, Jenny? To assist you, I mean, you're spending money, and I don't think we all leave money on the table, and
Ms. J, I would love it if there were another Jenny working with energy. Man, I hate to think how much we'd be going back to the state to say, hey, Mecklenburg County needs some more money. But unfortunately, at this point, it's just me doing the outreach. But again, we've got to, we're working with what we have. Again, we've got dollars that we're putting toward advertising and for marketing. Again, with those things and the work that I'm doing out in the community, and with the great help from people that are right here in this space with the Tuesday Forum and, the phenomenal, lady and leader that this group is named for. We appreciate you guys so much for the work that my work is nothing without your work. So thank you for what you're doing, but there are other people in other spaces that are doing just as much work as you're doing, which is making my job a whole lot easier. So I appreciate you guys for the work that you're doing, because we as a group, we're spending this money down to help meet the needs of the people in this community.
The questions, you had two questions earlier. That was, is there one person we could go to or one place we could go to? And the example is SHIP. If I have a question to have anything to do with Medicare, the senior moment. If I have any questions to do with Medicare, I can go to SHIP, and they're going to give me just an unbiased answer. is there any place like that for this whole energy or thing? Is there one place we could go to say, where should I be going to look for it, and what do I need to qualify? Is there anything like SHIP for?
I don't know, it's 211. 211 is 211.
What, yeah, well, the only place that I can think of is, oh, I'm sorry, my apologies. Is to, maybe contact, 211. Just one call is for Mecklenburg County. That's a place that you can call for, any services that we may offer. Just one call is 704-432-1111. And if you were to reach out to that number, then they can kind of, connect you with whatever services that you may need for the programs that we offer through Mecklenburg.
I just want to say that when I dialed that number, they listed all of the programs. And you dial one for this one and that, but they list all of these programs on that number, that 336-3000. They list all the programs that they have.
Yes.
Would the Charlotte office of North Carolina Legal Aid, would those folks be pretty well versed in knowing what's available for their client list, which seems to me would be the folks that you want to serve? So in other words, they're trying to find one place where you have a person knowledgeable of everything without running around different phone numbers. Would legal aid in Charlotte be the place to go?
I'm not really certain about that. I'm not really sure if they would have that, but they probably have. I would think that legal aid would have a list of community resources because there's like a community resource guide that a lot of different agencies have access to that provides contact information for different services that are offered or that are needed throughout the county. So I would think that they would, but not working with them, I can't really say for certain about that.
Okay.
I just want to add, when someone calls legal aid, and if the employee at legal aid is intelligent enough to share that information, they will give it to you because they do have it. It is shared with many organizations already, but the person that you're talking to on the phone needs to have the courage and share that information to guide you along.
Okay,
A quick question with weather. How many people do you have on that waiting list, and when will they get off that waiting list?
Lordy me.
Okay, great question. Our waiting list, I couldn't tell you the number because we service 8 counties. So if you're talking about Mecklenburg in specific, I would have to run a report and do it. And like I said, it's based on priority score that's generated by the state that we have no control over. So once your application is completed and it's put into that database, it generates a priority score for your county. You can move up or down on that wait list on a day-to-day basis, on an applicant-to-applicant basis. And I'll just give an instance. If Miss Jenny, I always use her, she comes in, does an application, and let's just say her priority score generated a priority of a 12. And then you came in an hour later and you had a completed application, it was put into the database, and your application generated a priority score of a 15. Even though she came before you, you would get served before she does because your priority score is higher. So it goes from applicant to applicant and from day to day. They always start with the highest priority score and work their way down. So if anybody comes in and their priority score is generated with a higher priority score than yours, it bumps you down. If it comes in with a lower priority score, it bumps you up. So we don't give like, hey, you're number 15 on the priority list, because you can be 15 today and 35 tomorrow.
I need to make my priority.
Okay. Okay, this is the last question because we are really running out of time. Winston?
Oh, it's me. It's super quick. It's a kind of a comment and question. Thank you, Jenny, and everyone for showing up and the work that you guys do to help the community. Mr. Pfeiffer, I loved your question, and what comes to mind is kind of like insurance.
where there's a clearinghouse where you put your information in and it generates a list of what you are qualified for. Is that kind of what you're referring to? I think that sounds like a fantastic idea. And my question is, how would we pursue getting something like that done with the county, third-party organization, et cetera, if anyone has any direction on that?
Yeah. I don't know that I know that I don't have an answer for that. I do know I don't have an answer for that. But I think it's, being in spaces like this, where we're asking questions like this and being able to share that together, I think that's a start for us, where we, can kind of engage the county, and where we're just coming into the community to field questions such as yours, to see how we can make things, a little bit better. I mean, if you guys have some ideas on that, heck, I'll take them. I'll take them and run it back, to the folks that I work with and that I deal with Mecklenburg County. I'll be glad to share that information. So, I'm open. However we can, try to work together to meet the needs. Let's do it.
We have a county commissioner here, and the county is human resources, so.
The goal of the community resource centers will be to have that type of resource available in those sites. It's electronically available to people now, but it's nothing better than a face-to-face talking to people. And so as soon as those community resource centers are up there are 2 up now, 3 more in the drawing boards in different parts of the community, circling the crescent. And hopefully once they're up, there will be like a one-stop. If you go in that building, there'll be somebody that can talk to you about those different programs. Right now, it doesn't exist throughout the county, but hopefully will be existing in those community resource centers. Ellis Scarborough's one, Ballard Wood is the other. There's limited resources down Billingsley Road at the old Corral building.
Thank you.
Okay, did you have something?
Quickly, Tara, so you mentioned that landlords would have to pay a percentage of the cost that goes into a repair. The city of Charlotte has a similar program. However, what you'll find with that is that with the contractors they have who won the bids, there will be like a 30% markup of market price for those services. So would the 50% be reflective of what the contractor's services are, or what market price is or should be?
The 50% that the landlord would have to pay would be for the cost of the heating. It has nothing to do with the contractors or anything like that. So if a heating system that is needed is a natural gas system, they can range anywhere from $5,000 to $15,000 to $20,000. So they would be responsible for 50% of that cost if they do not meet our income guidelines.
Okay. Let's give these young ladies a hand and thank them so much for coming. Do we have any announcements? Any announcements? Okay, 2, 1.
Just one announcement. We have a 1938 graduate of Second Ward High School. His name is Lieutenant Fred Brewer. He was one of the Tuskegee Airmen. They've located his remains 2 decades ago, but they've just identified his next of kin, and that's Brenda Brewer. They're going to have a repatriation services for Lieutenant Brewer at Friendship Missionary Baptist Church on December the 6th. And you all will get more information about it because it'll be in the paper. But it's a unique opportunity to bring back an African-American airman from World War II whose remains they got in Europe. They've identified the family, and they'll have a program at Friendship Missionary Baptist Church on December the 6th.
That's fantastic.
I just wanted to say, I have some calendars right there for 2024 if you all like to pick up one.
She's got calendars for 2024 in the back. There are also donuts in the back. Please take a donut. I don't want to have to eat those myself. Okay, thank you so